told you I'd be back. It's story time again with Miss Cheryl. And listen, I have a wonderful book and it reminds me of a very special friend of mine. I have a friend and her abilities are a little bit different from mine and yours. And this book reminds me so much of her because she is just so strong in who she is. And the name of this book is called Violet's Victory. And the book is written by Valerie Goldstein. So let's get started. Violet's Victory. Next to the lilac fields in the town of Candy Tuft was a plum-colored school where many excited children were practicing for their upcoming sports day. Violet, with her lavender-colored hair, strove to do her best at her favorite sport, track and field. She loved the variety of events and always admired runners for their speed. Violet wished she could race with the other kids. Violet had 4-arm crutches that helped her walk. Her crutches supported her and helped her with her balance. She called them her magic sticks, and naturally they were her favorite color, purple. There she is. There's a picture of Violet. She's on the track at the school. And there's another person there with a service dog. And the kids are playing soccer. It looks like a nice place, and she's happy. Each day, Violet would walk one lap around her school track. Violet's dream was to whiz around the track with speed, her lavender locks flowing in the wind like wisps of pastel cotton candy. She tried walking faster, but she was not fast enough to keep up with her friends. She tried using her wheelchair, but it was heavy and too hard for Violet to push on her own. Violet was sad and disappointed. There was no way she could keep up with her friends and classmates as they ran with such speed. What will she do? What will she do? The following day, Violet sat on a street bench with her mother eating blackberry ice cream. Across the road was a unique bicycle shop that had all sorts of interesting means of transportation. There were standard bicycles and a few tricycles. There was even a unicycle. Oh, that looks like a nice street. There's the ice cream parlor, a laundromat, dirty sock, a barber shop, and a bookstore. Looks like a nice little town. To Violet's astonishment, right before her was an amethyst-colored hand cycle. It looked like a long tricycle with 2 wheels in the back and 1 wheel in the front. It was equipped with ovalized hand pedals so that you could propel yourself forward. A cushioned seat and a footrest lay in between the 2 back wheels. Violet wondered if this hand cycle would give her the ability to keep up with her friends on race day. Would she finally be fast enough and feel her hair blow in the warm wind like puffs of violet clouds? It would be a dream come true. And I guess a hand cycle was kind of sort of like this. You know, you pedal it with your hands, but it has wheels on the bottom and it moves you forward. So instead of using your feet, it's the same concept. You'll just be using your hands. So let's see what happened. Violet beamed with joy and anxiety as she purchased her very own hand cycle and matching amethyst-colored helmet. She immediately brought her hand cycle to her school track. She couldn't wait to try it out. In the warm sunshine, she took a seat in her new favorite piece of adaptive equipment and gripped the hand pedals. With circular motions, she shouted, "Let's get cranking." She's ready to go. Look at her. She is so excited and ready to go. And she's matching too. Violet completed 1 lap around the recycled rubber track, then another and another. She grew tired, but promised herself that she would return the next day, and she did. Day after day, in the rain or shine, she practiced for sports day. Violet's dream of completing a track and field race was coming true. She was extremely grateful. Look at her. Look at the determination on her face. The rain is coming down on her, and she is just, oh, go, go, go. Nothing's going to stop her. Violet began to wonder about the other children in her school with different abilities. Perhaps they wished to take part in sports day. Would some children find it difficult like she did? Violet made it her mission to have sports day incorporate children with varying abilities. She asked an interpreter to communicate in sign language for friends with hearing loss or impairments. She looked forward to seeing the interpreter communicate, "Ready, set, go." She posted flyers in Braille for her peers who are visually impaired so they could read about the event as well. Violet also made sure there were ramps, lighter balls, peer buddies, and a calming down space for friends who need them on sports day. There's another child in a wheelchair. They've got a different ability. There's a ramp. And there's Violet with her forearm crutches, looking on the bulletin board, posting her Braille. On the morning of sports day, Violet replaced her shoelaces with periwinkle sparkly ones for good luck. She put mauve ribbons in her hair and wore mulberry lip shine that shimmered in the sun. She was ready to race. Sports day featured all kinds of sports and activities. Violet was pleased to see that her school principal had ordered programs in Braille. She gingerly ran her fingers across the raised bumps on each page of the program. Violet read that track and field was the last event for the day. Saving the best for last, she thought. As the sun reached its highest point in the sky, there was an announcement that Violet's race was about to begin. Violet squealed with joy and hopped onto her hand cycle. Look at everybody at the starting line. They're in their ready, set, go positions. Everybody's happy and eager and confident. Let's see what happens. An interpreter signed, "Ready, set, go," as her gym teacher shouted the words. This was the moment Violet had been waiting and training so hard for. She pushed with all her might. Her lavender locks flowed in the wind like blurs of spun sugar. Look at her go. She's in it, boy. She's in it. She's right in the middle. Some in front of her, some behind her. She's in the middle. She's in that race. Violet's first lap around the track was a breeze, just like the ease of the warm gusts blowing through her hair. Her arms grew tired as she rounded the bend of the track on her second lap. She kept up her circular motions and deep breaths. She could hear her classmates' footsteps pounding on the pavement as they were running behind her. Now they were creeping closer. Uh-oh, it's a tight race. Look at that track. It's tight. It's not a lot of space between those people. It's a close race, and everybody's looking very determined. Go, Violet. Go, Violet. Go, Violet. On the straightaway, she gave it all she had. Violet passed her final classmate in front of her. She crossed the finish line in first place with her entire school cheering her on, cheering for her. Friends, classmates, and teachers all congratulated Violet on her big victory. Beaming with pride, Violet bellowed, "That's how I roll." Look at her and her victory. Violet's got her hands up in the air. Her hair's purple, her helmet is amethyst, everything's, but she's looking great. She crossed that finish line. Violet was grateful that her hand cycle enabled her to follow her dream. More important, she was proud that she found a way to include all of her friends with different abilities in sports day, and of her realization that you can do anything if you put your mind to it. Yes, you can. And I found it so impressive how Violet always thought of others and put time and energy into making sure children of all abilities could participate and maybe make their dreams come true. So in all that you choose to do and everything that you do, I want you to know, victory is yours. Just go get it. Victory is yours. The end. See you next time, boys and girls. Glad to see you. Bye.